So this prayer to Patanjali goes like this. Yogina chittasya padina vacham malam sharirasya cha vajikena yopakaratam pravadam muninam Patanjalim pranjali hanatosmi abahu purushakaram shankachakra siddharinam Sahasra sirasam svetam pranamami Patanjalim Srimate Anantaya Nagarajaya Namo Namaha. Nagarajaya, the king of serpents, the snake. So Patanjali has this mythical body of half snake, half human. The Patanjali was considered a snake because Vishnu, Lord Vishnu, lies on the cobra, multi-headed cobra. And this cobra, they say, knows Vishnu the best because Vishnu lies on him every day, which is why the snake is known to be a very useful helper because he's very close to God. That's what they say. So along comes Patanjali around about the same time as Buddha. And it is like Buddhism in India, it was felt to be like a clean-up time, like a purification of a culture that had become very heavily burdened by ritual and superstitious activity. You know, the Brahmin lifestyle was, everything was deep ceremony, a little like how Bali is today, where the ceremony is dominating. And I don't want to diss the religious sincerity of Balinese people or anything like that. There's something very powerful and extraordinary about it, but it's a very ritual burdened society where you cannot move or do anything unless you've got all the ancestors and all the gods and all the demons all lined up making agreements together. And then you move and do something like, you know, get married or... So along comes Buddha with his, you know, clear Dharma, simple, no ritual, nothing, emptiness, beingness itself. And then Patanjali was around that same time frame, which is sort of the revolutionary cleaning up ritual-burdened Vedic world. And what Patanjali did was he summarized everything that was in the Yoga Sutra and brought it into this little slim volume called Patanjali Yoga Sutra. And it's a beautiful little book of guidance. But we stress that it's only used as a manual in the teacher-student relationship. So these texts, they don't contain like the truth, and you can read it like the Bible or Quran or something and get the truth, God's spoken word. This is not how these texts are thought of, is that they become alive and useful. The prana of Yoga Sutra becomes activated in the teacher-student sharing, right? So that's the beauty of it. And your own teaching, what I'd recommend is you'd take the sutra and take one sutra, especially the ones that we're chanting while we're here, and use it as a teaching aid. And that can make something potent can then come out of it. The Yoga Sutra is not for a student to sort of ponder and try to understand and consume. It's only in the teacher-student relationship that this is a useful document. It was an oral tradition. All this was passed on before there was a written tradition. So you say the mantras and you duplicate them as best you could like we did yesterday and proceed. So that's what I'd like to do now. Okay? So we did it yesterday, we'll do it again. First sutra, Atha Yoga Nushasanam. Please. Atha Yoga Nushasanam. Now take note, 3 pictures. Atha Yoga Nushasanam. Please note, it's Atha, then it's the same pitch. Yoga, it's not Atha Yoga, it's not that. So a little correction there. So beginning, I'll do it once more. Atha Yoga Nushasanam. Beautiful. Auspiciously, Atha, yoga begins. Yoga has begun. Now, Atha. If you ever have any problems in doing your practice, whisper this mantra, Atha, and then you'll easily start. Yogaha chitta vritti nirodhaha. Please. Yogaha chitta vritti nirodhaha. Yogaha chitta vritti nirodhaha. Yogaha chitta vritti nirodhaha. Beautiful. So this sutra is the most famous sutra. It's number 2 in the book, and it's the definition of yoga. It's saying yoga is chitta vritti nirodhaha. That's what it is. Now you've got it. Real good. Chit, consciousness. Chitta, the mind. Vritti, direction. Nirod, choice. So this is saying yoga is to direct consciousness via the mind into a direction of choice with continuity. Continuity's in there somehow, right? Please just ponder that a little bit. Your yoga is to direct consciousness into a chosen direction of choice with continuity. Is yoga. Yogaha chitta vritti nirodhaha. Yogaha chitta vritti nirodhaha. Yeah. For a long time, all the English translations and the German translations of Yoga Sutra made a sort of authoritative statement saying that yoga was the reduction of the mind's modifications. Yoga is the reduction of the mind's fluctuations. Yoga is to stop the mind from thinking or get the mind under control. So that's a very common statement that we are conditioned to think of. You know, you're trying to master your mind through yoga. Now, Krishnamacharya, he made the statement that I just made, that yoga is to direct consciousness to an object of choice with continuity, is yoga. He said, then the mind's fluctuations reduce. Then. But that's not what yoga is. Yoga is not trying to reduce the mind's activity. Yoga is to go in a direction of choice with continuity. Know your direction and go in it with continuity. That's all. Then you know, then the next sutra comes, then you know the knower. Then you know the one who sees. Then you stand in your own form, swarupe. Right? So it's an important thing to understand because we have all been conditioned by this, this alternate view. That's the more accepted view, that yoga is conquering of life and mastery of the mind. And he's saying, no, that's not yoga. Yoga is to know what you want and go in the direction of what you want with continuity is yoga. If you accept that, it might profoundly give some good results. Because then the mind's fluctuations will reduce. My thing is, if you want 6 boyfriends, you'll go here, go there, and your mind will be a mess. There'll be much fluctuation. If you want 1 and you go there with continuity, the mind's fluctuations will reduce and there'll be peace. Know where you want to go and go there. That's all, is yoga. And it's the teacher's job to see that, to help the student know what they want, know where you want to go. In all areas, career, place, geography, relationships, sexuality, everything. What do you want? What's right for you? And choose that direction and go in it. Is the role of the yoga teacher with the student to help a person know what they really want. Then the mind's fluctuations will reduce. A secondary outcome of yoga. The yoga is the embrace of your chosen direction. You all got that? That's a big one. That's changing civilization, that Krishnamacharya's linguistic interpretation. Yeah. So then it goes to sutra number 3. Tadha drashtuhu svarupe avashtanam. Now word by word. Tadha drashtuhu svarupe avashtanam. Tadha drashtuhu svarupe avashtanam. Tadha drashtuhu svarupe avashtanam. Awesome. So it is saying, then you know the drashta, the one who sees, that you know the knower of life. You know consciousness itself. By going in your direction with continuity, then you know consciousness. And then you stand in your own form, your own rupe form. So that's the main message from the first 3 Yoga Sutras. And Krishnamacharya would say that the whole of the manual of Yoga Sutra are in the first 4 sutras, and the rest of the Yoga Sutra is really a commentary on the first 4. That's why I concentrate on you just understanding those first, and the other is sort of entertainment. So, Sutra 4, Vritti Sarupyam Itaratra. So line by word, Vritti Sarupyam Itaratra. Vritti Sarupyam Itaratra. Beautiful. You can see how there's a sort of a resonance to these mantras. You say them, and there's a little silence, and then they seem to reverberate through life. Reverberate over the Fiji Islands, over to Australia, and the public are going, "What was that?" Like that, It's a pronouncement into the world. Vritti Sarupyam Itaratra. Please pronounce it to the world. Vritti Sarupyam Itaratra. Atha Yoga Nushasanam.
Atha Yoga Nushasanam.
Yoga Chitta Vritti Nirodha.
Yoga Chitta Vritti Nirodha.
Tadha Drashtuhu Svarupe Avashtanam.
Tadha Drashtu Svarupe Avashtanam.
Vritti Sarupyam Itaratra.
Vritti Sarupyam Itaratra.
Good. I could feel there were people in Sydney, Australia going, what was that? A bunch of yogis over in Fiji chanting the Yoga Sutra of Patanjali. So this 4 is a bit of a scary one. It's saying that if there's not the first 3, it says, then all there is confusion. So if we do not go in our directions that are right for us, there's confusion. There will be fluctuations of mind, fluctuations of emotion and everything else. So the moral of the story of the Yoga Sutra is to know what you want and steadily go in the direction of what you want with the assistance. When you're doing your asana, your direction is your whole body. When you're doing your breath, the direction is be with your breath. And then you finish your asana and pranayama and you go in your directions, what's right for you. And this is why I'm saying, Bree, like careful assessment of a few good friends or one friend, one person who you are connected to. This asana and pranayama is a catalyst that allows you to know what you want, to even just know what you want, and then to link to what you want. So it's fair enough. If you don't know what you want, then just do your yoga. Lengthen your practice. If you don't know what you want, so you've got lots of time on your hand anyway, because there's not all these imperatives that you're doing. So do an hour and a half of no-bull actual asana practice, and I guarantee that it's a catalyst that you'll form your feelings about what you actually want in life, who you actually want to be with, etc., etc.